Hey friend, this is the first episode of the Multifamily Mix in 2025, and I'm so excited that you've chosen to spend some time with me. I'm Barbara Savona, and I am Sprout Marketing CEO, but I'm also your marketing sidekick. That's one of my favorite jobs that I get to do, and it's walking alongside and having a small impact in your career, in how you operate your communities and how you interact with your team and your residents. And when you guys share that there has been an impact in what I do and how I help you all, it just makes me want to do more of that. And this episode might be a little bit different than some of the New Year episodes that you're hearing. A lot are talking about overhauling and how to just go so much harder and reach those goals. And this is a different side of the podcasting world, a different corner of the multifamily world, where I'm going to encourage us to maybe have a lighter approach to go into 2025 with a little bit more ease. And for many of us, what we did in 2024, it didn't produce the results we wanted and not for a lack of effort. So, what I've heard, and I want to just share some of the comments. One person said, being a property manager feels like I'm always wearing 10 hats at once. It's like I'm juggling leasing, renewals, engagement, and then unexpected challenges like maintenance issues, and often with a limited staff or resource. It feels like it's impossible. Do you ever feel like that? Like it's impossible? Like wearing 10 hats at once is just a lot. Others feel like that they're running their entire property solo. And they said, in addition to just feeling overwhelming, it can be incredibly isolating. Maybe that's you. You're a one woman or a one man show. And another one says, there are so many constraints with working with tight budgets and few tools to help. How am I expected to do so much with so little? Friend, have you ever felt like any of those? I likely know that you have because in speaking to so many of you in 2024, many felt that way. So when you're wearing so many hats, it's easy to feel like things fall through the cracks because not one individual can do it all. Without a clear strategy, sometimes you can feel like you're always busy, but you're not actually creating real, meaningful, deep work that's having an impact. It's just kind of like putting out fires. That happens to all of us. And with a limited budget, it might seem like you can never get ahead, right? Like, what can you do with nothing? And so, what I want to do is, I want to first of all just say I've been there too. I have been there with impossible budget goals that just feel kind of like crazy, that make you start questioning your self-worth when you've poured literally everything into it and you have nothing left to give, and it's still not enough. So, if that's you, I just first want to say that your worth is not tied to the numbers that you're hitting, and it's not tied to, making sure that you hit every single mark, every single goal, give more, 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 give your weekends, give your evenings. That's just not what it's about, right? We all, especially if you're listening to this podcast, I know about you that you want to give your best to your employer, to your community, to your team. And if you didn't, you wouldn't be listening to a podcast about giving your best. So I want to just acknowledge that. And I want to say, let's maybe take a different approach in 2025. Some might argue that we need to do more. We need to throw more at the problems. We need to just give more, right? But what if we have no more to give? And what if more isn't working? If you've been with me for a while, one of my favorite quotes is when things aren't adding up, it's time to start subtracting. And I think along with that is getting a real clarity on what we need to do anyway. And how do we actually approach things in a methodical way? Even in the toughest of circumstances, where it feels like you're completely, backed up against the wall, even small actions can produce meaningful results. I love the idea of small actions done consistently because small actions over time, they build momentum. We get these wins under our belts. When we start small and we are not only taking action, but we're also taking in knowledge, those are things that we can take with us no matter where we go. But here's the thing, without an actual strategy, those small actions can feel like very random efforts and they can produce random results. So it's not enough just to take small action. One small action might feel like just a drop in the bucket. But imagine one small action in the right areas tied to a bigger strategy done every single month, day in and day out with clarity. What would that look like for marketing and retention? That brings us to that day where I'm at the conference and that manager, I can see her frustration. I can see that she had a love for the industry, but she's really losing her spark, both personally and professionally, because one is tied to the other. And after I shared my advice and I saw that light bulb go off and that she felt like, oh my gosh, this is doable, That's when we went back and we said, how do we make this accessible for everyone in multifamily at a price point that everyone can afford? My team and I really sat back and said, a lot of people have lost their spark. How can we help them get it back? So I want to introduce you guys to the foundation of every Sprout membership moving forward, and that's Spark by Sprout. Spark outlines those small actions you need to take in every single category that are tied to that bigger strategy. When they're done month after month, they're the things that produce the best results. Let me walk you through what that looks like. The first step is to know exactly where we're at, to really assess where are we starting the month, get our numbers, get our figures, and know what's coming up and what are we actually trying to accomplish. So it's carving out that time to really look at the month and be able to say, what is the focus? Where do we need to put our attention? We can't put it everywhere, but where are we going to put that attention? The next thing is you want to make it actionable. You want to be able to actually assign dates and people to the actions required to get to those results that you're looking for. And I like to weave in a component of creativity there, right? Find things that are fun, that are trending, that are already happening, that then you can layer on top of each other. Then it's really about thinking about things for the entire year, but taking it a piece at a time. And then it comes to the core of the things that we do every single month that when they're done consistently, they may not immediately produce an immediate result, but over time, done consistently throughout the year, we'll see those results. So we want to focus on the marketing of our community. We want to focus on renewals very early on. We want to focus on events. We want to focus on showing appreciation, our communication with our residents, that ongoing channel, and then doing it in a way that feels personal, that feels different, that feels like we care, that personal touch, doing it with heart. And then we weave in and we amplify all the things that we're doing in those buckets. We amplify that with social media. So it's not our number one driver of anything, but it is an amplifier of our marketing and retention efforts. Now, there's a last component that I think is so important and that a lot of times on-site people neglect, and it's a focus on yourself personally. A lot of times in property management, we're giving to others. We're doing these things, but we're not taking a systemized approach to taking time and focusing on ourselves as individuals. And that's where a lot of times that burnout comes, and that's what I see happen a lot. So to me, an essential 10th piece of a strategy is you, the individual. And this can apply to your team as well, but I really see it as a way to personally focus on a small intention for yourself every single month. So here's what's so cool about Spark by Sprout. First of all, it's this strategy outlined step by step. So every month there's something new for you to help tackle, and it's all a piece of the bigger picture. Now, it doesn't matter what part of the year you come on, you'll be able to implement the strategies. They'll be very thematic for that season, for that month, and you're going to love it. It's going to teach you personally to become a stronger marketer for your community. And again, that's a skill that you can take anywhere that you want. What's great about this is not only is it a 10-step strategy, but if you don't need to focus in all those areas, you can literally use one of those steps as a booster for whatever area you need to infuse some extra help in. This membership is for you, the property manager, the on-site individual that just does not want to do it the hard way. And I take that very personally. I'm going to be your coach throughout this entire process. So inside of the Spark membership, you'll be able to see videos of me talking you through those specific strategies. Marketing is something I love, and I've become a respected expert on the subject in this industry. And so I want to share that with you, and I want to share all the different resources that I hear in working with communities nationwide. So think of me as your guide or as your coach that's working alongside with you every single month. Now, Spark is at a price point that everyone can afford. How good of a price point? Well, currently Spark is launching at an introductory rate of $7. So if you're interested in more information on this membership, go to sparkwithsprout.com and check it out. If you're already a Sprout member, we are gifting you access to Spark for the entire year of 2025. So whether you're all access, resident retention, or simply social, look to Spark as your foundational strategy to kick off every single month with me. Guys, this is going to be an incredible year where we really simplify things. We focus on those basics, we add some pizzazz, but we really become better marketers. And every single month, we're going to put a personal focus on us as individuals because, hey, we deserve the love too. I am so excited to do this alongside with you. Make sure to check it out at sparkwithsprout.com. See you next week, guys. Bye. All right, guys, that's a wrap on today's multifamily mix. Keep shaking things up at your community, your career, and most importantly, your life. Until we mix and mingle again, see you next week, friend.